What's going on, world? DS1 Ross, and we back here on Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to everybody who support the platform. Much love, and we are back. We are back, man. Shout out to all of the visionaries out there. Salute to the A-Game Nation. Shout out to the A-Game family. I appreciate all the love and the support. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure y'all hit that like button for me, family. Make sure y'all go ahead and hit that like button. After y'all hit the like button, make sure y'all share this show. Make sure y'all share this show because we're going to get into it today. We're going to get into it today. Today's show, we got to go there today. We have to. So shout out to y'all. Let me get over here to the chat room. Like I said, make sure y'all hit the like button. Make sure y'all share the show. Make sure y'all hit the like button and make sure y'all share today's show. Share it on your community tab, your Twitter, Facebook, Discord, anywhere that you share videos. Make sure you share this show, man. Shout out to my man, Sir O in the building. Salute, as always, showing support. Appreciate that, Sir O. Shout out to Queena in the building. Miss Queena, what's going on? Appreciate you. Always supporting Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Shout out to Miss Angie. Always supporting Sheep Stay Sleep TV. Much love, Miss Angie. Shout out to my brother, the Bishop. Shout out to my brother, the Bishop, man. That's A-Game family right there. Shout out to my brother, Walt Diddy. That's family right there. A-game family. Shout out to Shango Zulu. Salute, bro. Shout out to Juan G's in the building. It's my guy, man. Shout out to Juan G's. Larry Vaughn. Salute, my brother. Peace to you. I appreciate the love and the support. Shout out to the Crimson Cure. That's family right there. That's family. That's A-game family. Much love to you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Appreciate that. What's going on, Olivia's Happiness? What's going on? Peace and love to you. Coda. What's going on, Coda? Enjoyed your video earlier. I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Make sure y'all like and share today's show. And I'm going to give a little disclaimer. Today's show, it will be it's going to be one of those shows, because I'm tired of guys who come online and they pretend to have this energy with them, like everyone owes them something. You know, like everyone owe them something. Black women owe them something. Black men owe them something. And I'm really getting sick of it. You know, this little flimsy, whiny, topsy-turvy, little finicky little ways about dudes. It's very, very disturbing. It's very disturbing. And I'm speaking on it because this attitude is the attitude that a lot of black men have nowadays. I see you. Salute, fair soul. Shout out to you, my brother Larry. He say, the coin in the mouth of the people. The coin is in the mouth of the people. Support the movement. I appreciate you, my brother. Call for president. Welcome. And I'm saying this because when I was growing up, it wasn't cool for dudes to act like that. And you were not considered to be masculine. You weren't allowed to hang out with certain dudes if you act that way. And it's like this attitude is so prevalent now in black men. It's getting to be very, 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 very distasteful. See, I remember a time where black men kept a level, and shout out to my brother, the Book of Ronan, because he spoke about this in his video, where every man must have a level of I don't give a fuck in them. See, you have to have a level of the I don't give a. And I'm starting to see that has left a lot of black men. Now, I know y'all probably confused, like, DS1, where you going with this? Follow me. Because there's a reason why I made the thumbnail young Denzel when he was playing Malcolm. See, I made that thumbnail what I made it because Malcolm, till the day he died, kept that level, that small ounce of I don't give a fuck. And that's healthy. That's healthy for men. You know why it's healthy? Because that small ounce of I don't give up keeps you here. It keeps you valuing yourself. See, because that level of I don't give up that I'm talking about, that was in Malcolm, that was in Pimp C, that is in most black men. That level. That level of I don't give up is what creates great leaders. Because that level of I don't shows bravery, shows courage. And when I'm saying that level of I don't give up, what I'm talking about is not giving up about this. See, brothers, this is what you have to begin to not give up about. This is what you have to stop giving up about so much. I teach you how to stunt. My wrist stay rocked up, my TVs pop up, and the Maybach Benz. I'll teach you how to stunt. Fuck that. Fuck that. Are you afraid to say that, black man? Are you afraid to divorce the nigga mind, the whole mind? Are you truly ready to stop being a nigga? And as I said before, not the Serpent King. We talk about the original nigga. Don't let that go over your head. Are you really ready to divorce from the nigga mind? From the nigga value system? Because you know they always say a nigga is lost. Why is a nigga lost? Because a nigga practiced the lost value system. That's why you a lost nigga. Because you follow a value system that ain't got shit for you. That's why you lost. You notice how they always equate. See, this goes back to programming. You notice how they always equate being lost with being a nigga, being broke with being a nigga. You notice that, right? But see, being that they promote the lost value system as the winning value system, you think that to be a nigga, right, is to not practice this. You see? You see? That's what you don't understand. They have gotten you to enjoy being a nigga. They have taught you, hey, what's wrong with being a nigga? See? And a nigga is what? Fearful. A nigga is scary. A nigga is paranoid. A nigga is traumatized. What is a nigga afraid of? A nigga is afraid to be broke. A nigga is afraid to be broke. A nigga is afraid to be lonely. A nigga is afraid to not be accepted. So what you do? You live your life caring about shit that don't care about you. You live your life caring about people who don't care about you. Because you don't care about you. Because you didn't learn what to actually give up about and what not to give up about, black man. See, you don't have that I don't give up that Malcolm had, that Martin Luther King had, that Khalid Muhammad had, that Fred Hampton had, that Bobby Seale had. You don't have that kind of I don't give up in you. See, because that kind of I don't give up means you actually practice this. See, I don't give a fuck about what's going on in the so-called real world. I don't give a fuck what little baby is wearing. I don't give a fuck about the new Jordans. I don't give a fuck about the new Louis. I don't give a fuck about the new cars. I don't give a fuck about none of that. You know why? Because the value system that I practice tells me that that's external shit. That's external shit. You see? We don't give a fuck about none of that. Because that don't address our issues. That don't address our issues. Our real issues. See, if you develop this level of I don't give a fuck, if you develop this, that is when you're truly red pill. See, because that I don't give up means you have divorced this world. You gave the nigga back his mind. When you give the nigga back their value system, you give that nigga his mind back. So you can't say you're conscious. You can't say you're aware if you still have a nigga mind. If you still practice the American value system. You can't say you do shit for black people, but you live your life practicing this. You don't give a fuck about black people if you practice the lost value system, because you don't give a fuck about yourself. You don't even care about yourself. You care more about what's going on outside than what's going on inside. You care more about what's going on outside your house than inside your house. You see? You see? See, black man, we forgot what to actually give a fuck about. We've been taught to believe that the internal things in life, the foundational things in life, are no longer important. See, because a lot of y'all think y'all actually have a foundation, and you don't. You don't. A lot of y'all think y'all have a foundation when you don't. You don't. See, because if you actually had a foundation, then you would actually know what to give a fuck about. Okay? You'll know what to give a fuck about. There'll be no secret. There'll be no confusion. It'll be clear. Our objective as black men will be clear. You see? But it's not clear because you still serve some shit that don't serve you. You see? You still serve the same mindset and people with that mindset instead of you embracing who you are. And the people who recognize and respect who you are. You see? And this is the problem that black men have. We need to regain the art of not giving a fuck. We need to regain the art of not giving a fuck. I didn't say not caring. I said not giving a fuck. Who cares if Lil Baby went to the jeweler? Who gives a fuck? Why should you, black man? If it is not concerning black male agency, if it is not concerning black men's health issues, if it is not concerning the homelessness issues of black men, the fatherless homes of black men, the joblessness of black men, the constant threat of extinction of black men, the negative media portrayal of black men, if it don't have nothing to do with these things, you shouldn't give a fuck about it. You shouldn't give a fuck about it. Because guess what? I don't give a fuck about you. See, black man, we gotta go where we're accepted, right? We've been hearing this a lot lately. Go where you're accepted, black man. Go where you're accepted. How the hell we gonna ever find somewhere where we're accepted if we don't accept our goddamn selves? This is the real problem. Why are we trying to run from accepting ourselves? And you can't say, well, black men do accept themselves. They go to work every day. They pay bills every day. That's accepting yourself? No, that's maintaining yourself. Accepting yourself means accepting your position and who you are in this world. See, what black men want to do is black men want the world to accept them when they haven't accepted themselves. Black men want to be American citizens and be treated like these people that they think is better than them. This is why now you black men want to be conservative. Why? Because you want to sit next to somebody who think they better than you. That's why. You always thought to be conservative was something cute and high level and prestigious. Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? When you go outside your goddamn house and you see crackheads walking in the goddamn street all the time, who gives a fuck about any of that? See, the problem is we focused on the wrong shit. I'm going to continue to say this. This is why we want to be accepted. This is why we give up about all the wrong things. It is simply because we value everything but us. We value everything more than our spirituality, more than our health, more than our family. All the things that's important to us in life, we don't give a fuck about. And we should. This is why I say we have to redevelop the art of not giving a fuck. Not giving a fuck about labels. Not caring about that shit. And the reason why we have to divorce from this lost value system, it is because the plan is to have black men to be extinct. That's the plan. See, black man, y'all got to understand how serious this shit is. And stop thinking somebody just, making some shit up. No, the plan is what the plan always was. To get black men off the board. Because this is a chess game, right? And when you play in a chess game, a good chess player does what? What does a good chess player do? Y'all put it in the chat room. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Salute to everybody. Shout out to all the visionaries. Make sure y'all like and share the show. What does a good chess player do? What is the tactic of a good chess player? I want to see if y'all know. Because a lot of y'all claim to be chess players. See, I don't even play the game chess. I play chess somewhere else. But y'all let me know what is a tactic of a great chess player. Thinks ahead. Yeah. You're supposed to think ahead. Foresight. But that's part of knowing how to play. 4 steps ahead, 3 to 4 moves ahead. Yeah. Think a little more. Strategic. Yeah. Go a little further. Capture the queen. That's a good one. Great Britain. That's a good one. Watch your opponent. Yeah. for you not to display your next move. That's kind of close. That's real close. Wig splitter, bait moves, gets in position. I'm gonna tell y'all, and I appreciate y'all for chiming in, but I'm gonna tell y'all what it is. The tactic of a great chess player is distraction. Distractions. If they can distract you while you're playing the game, they could get you to look away, say something to trigger you, to get you emotionally erratic, so you make the wrong move, or so you don't see the move that they just made. Distractions. I spoke about this in a previous show. Black men are focused on distractions. We have to stop giving a fuck about distractions. What are distractions, DS1? Cars, clothes, money, and hoes. Those are the distractions. This, the glorification of money and fame. We have to stop giving the fuck about that. We have to stop trying to be the head buck in charge, the head nigga in charge. We got to stop caring about that. We have to learn to not give up about that no more. Because if you look back in history, all great black men didn't give a fuck about that. They didn't give a fuck about no clothes, no cars, none of that silly shit. They didn't care about it. And let's take it past black men. All men in society who makes power moves, they don't give a fuck about that. They do not give a fuck about no chains, no watches, none of that. Because that don't put points up on a scoreboard. That don't change shit in society. You see, that's not building nothing. You see? We have to get back to that mindset. But the first thing we have to do is purge ourselves of our current mindset, of our current value system. If we don't do that, where are we going? Somebody tell me, where are we going? Where are we going? We got a bunch of $5 elite niggas, right? Running around thinking that they actually done something because they could come back to other black men and tell them, I got a degree. But how are you using that degree to help your people? You see? Wisdom is the application of knowledge. What did you do? What are you doing with your degree? Are you aiding other black men? Or are you just standing there like a little thought, waving it? Or are you doing that? Or are you doing that? See, that's because the lost value system tells you that you're somebody just because of that degree. So now you got something to come back and say, accept me, I got a degree. Accept me. I got some money. Forgetting that the only thing that change shit is in this system is when you go against it. See? When you divorce your mind from the lost value system, that's when you're considered a rebel. Not getting up on the internet saying I'm red pill and I be slaying these strags. What the fuck does that mean? Nothing. Nothing. Because the true red pillars have a what? Enlightened awareness. So an enlightened awareness means what? It means what? It means first, you're spiritual. So you can't be red pill. You cannot possess enlightened awareness if you are not spiritually tied in. Okay? Okay? Because what you are supposed to be aware of is the blue pill world. You see, this is what you're supposed to be aware of. This is what you are supposed to divorce from when you say you are no longer blue pill. When you are no longer blue pill, you have divorced the lost value system because now you have an enlightened awareness. So now you don't give a fuck about this bullshit that you niggas run around here and try to brag about. You see? You don't give a fuck about that. Nobody cares about your new sneakers, nigga. Nobody cares. Why? Why should we? Why are you pedestalizing bullshit? See, what are you really aware of? See, because if you're not aware that you are still practicing the lost value system, you are not red pill. You have no awareness. See, y'all thought the red pill was being aware about women. That's what y'all thought. No, being red pill is being awakened to the matrix. What is the matrix? The matrix is the system in which we're living in. This system that we're living in. See, when Neo woke up and he took the red pill, when he woke up, he realized that he was the one. He realized that he was the one. Now, when we say the one, when he realized he was the one, he realized that he was the one. That it started with him and how he thought. You see? Spiritual value. How you realize you the one when you still following a system that tells you, nigga, you zero? Huh? How are you number one? How are you red pill and aware and awakened, but you follow a value system that tells you you number 10? Nigga, you number 10 in the value system that you serve. So, nigga, you ain't Neo. You ain't red pill. You divorce spirituality. How are you red pill? How are you the one? Huh? You only realize you're the one when you practice the lost values, when you practice the 10 life values. But as long as you practicing the lost value system, you will appear to be number one. This is why you got all these Negroes up here saying, I'm that nigga. I'm that nigga. I did this. I did that. I did this. I did that. I did this first. I did that. Nobody did this. Nobody did that. See, because in the lost value system, they make you appear to be Neo. They tell you once you get that bag, nigga, you that nigga. See? But see, if you was truly the one, you would know that there's something controlling that. It's somebody dangling that carrot that's making you chase some shit that's not even real. It's real because you made it real. See, you'll understand what I'm talking about if you're really red pill. See, if you're truly red pill, then you understand that all this shit that black men use and weaponize to harm each other instead of build with each other is actually the trick. That's the trick. That's what they trick black men with. They tricked us into believing that if you get what you get from the lost value system, then you've won. Then you are the one. Then you're Neo. No. No. You're actually the opposite. See, because what Neo had to learn how to do was not give a fuck. See, because that's how he actually realized who he was. When he began to not give a fuck about the ills of this bullshit world. That's when he became the one. That's when he became awakened. When he didn't give a fuck. Why do you think Malcolm was so great? Because Malcolm didn't have a fear of not being accepted. Malcolm didn't have a fear of people saying he was broke. Malcolm didn't have a fear of people saying, oh, look at his clothes. Malcolm didn't have a fear about offending the sheep. Malcolm didn't give a fuck. And they don't want black men to get back on that shit. Because when we get back on that shit, oh, some shit really gonna change. So they keep black men sucking on the titty of the lost value system. So you can stay put, black man, stay still, stay put. Stay tranquilized. You see, this is why I spoke on this shit, the whole mind. See, because the black man's mind has been tranquilized. It's been tranquilized. This is why over time black men have changed. Because it was the process of biocothyron. Going from becoming black men, kings, to niggas. Because we took on the nigga value system, which changed our biology, which changed our culture, changed the way we behave, and the things that we practice because of the way we thought and the way we felt changed. And this is why today y'all afraid to not give a fuck. See, y'all think when y'all hear black men and the art of not giving a fuck, y'all think I'm telling black men to not give a fuck about their children. Y'all think I'm telling black men to not to give a fuck about women. Y'all may think I'm telling black men to not to give a fuck about what's important when I'm actually telling you the opposite. You're supposed to give a fuck about your women. You're supposed to give a fuck about your children. And when I say your woman, I mean your woman personally. You're supposed to. You're supposed to give a fuck about the women in your family. You're supposed to protect the women in your family. You're supposed to. You are a protector, period. You're supposed to protect people around you, period. You're supposed to do this. This is your nature. This is not somebody telling you to do some shit you don't want to do. This is your nature. You're a protector. You see? But black men, we give a fuck too much about the distractions. This is why we're losing the chess game. This is why we're losing the chess game. Because we letting them distract us. And while we looking like this, they making moves. The lost value system and the things that they promise black men for practicing it is our distractions. This is why I say wealth and fame destroys black men. It always has. Not wealth, but wealth and fame. Not money don't destroy black men. Money and the lost value system destroys black men. You see? See, a lot of y'all don't get it. And a lot of y'all get it, but y'all don't want to accept it because you choose to believe what you believe. Because it's easier that way. It's easier that way, right? It's easier to just conform. It's harder to not give a fuck. It's harder. For a lot of people, it's harder. Because to have that mentality, you may not have a lot of friends. You see? You're not going to be the guy in the spotlight. You see? People are always going to be looking to challenge you and try to pull from you. And that could take a lot from a lot of brothers. So they like, man, forget all this red pill shit. Man, forget all of this stuff, man. I'm gonna just go back and be happy. Because it takes a lot to stand on righteousness. And a righteous man don't give a fuck about the lost value system and nobody who serves it. This is why in the Bible they say A prophet, not a righteous man, but a prophet is not accepted in his own land. It is because that prophet is there to tell the people you're worrying about the wrong shit. They don't want to hear that. Just like they don't want to hear DS1 say it. Just like they don't want to hear the Crimson Cure say it. Just like they don't want to hear the Book of Ronan say it. Just like they don't want my brother the Bishop to say it. They want us all to shut up. They want us all to shut up. Because a prophet is not accepted in their own land. Because that prophet is telling the people not to give a fuck about what the devil has to offer your ass. Don't be so seduced by the devil, nigga. Don't give a fuck about what these hoes doing in the street. They don't want to hear that. Oh, they don't want to hear that. Oh, no, DS1. They don't want to hear that. But then you come here with your problems. Well, guess what? If you come to Sheep Stay Sleep TV, you're going to hear the truth, the unadulterated truth. Because I don't give a fuck about that world and none of them gods that you serve, nigga. I don't give a fuck about none of them. Okay? So if you serving the God of greed, nigga, of course you're going to be triggered. If you're serving a God of pride, of course you're going to be triggered. If you're serving a God of envy, of course you're going to be triggered, nigga. And black men, we have to become unapologetic with our righteousness again, brothers. We got to stop tiptoeing. We got to stop tiptoeing with it. Just like they want to throw all this wicked shit at us, we got to throw righteousness at them. And I'm not saying combat. When I say throw it at them, I don't mean combative. I mean let them know we standing on that. This is what we're promoting. Because see, what we should be giving a fuck about is healing. Not sitting here trying to prove who's the better nigga, who's the cute nigga, who's the fly nigga, who's the nigga with the nice car. Give a fuck about that. Give a fuck about that. What does that do for black men? Nothing. Nothing. And we got to get back to that mindset. If it is not about the lack of black male agency, poor health conditions, poor educational support, the lack of fathers, joblessness, homelessness, negative media portrayal, persistent barriers to wealth, the constant threat of extinction, high incarceration rates. If it don't have nothing to do with those 10 things, you shouldn't give a fuck about it. You should not give a fuck about it, black man. If a content creator makes content about bullshit and you support it, just know you support bullshit. You do not care about the state of black men. Because I just gave you 10 things that black men should be focused on. And we should only be focused on these things. Because with those 10 things, we got years of work to do. Years of work. Decades. So black men, we got to get back to the art of not giving a fuck. Not giving a fuck about what, DS1? Not giving a fuck about nothing that don't serve us. Nothing and nobody. If it is not for the betterment of the black man and his family, fuck it. It don't matter. It's irrelevant. It's irrelevant. Okay? Nobody cares about what car you bought, nigga. That's irrelevant. Nobody cares. Okay? We have to get back to that. See, a brother like Marcus Garvey, he didn't give a fuck about, oh, well, the white man's gonna try to stop me. He didn't give a fuck. He didn't care. Didn't care. It's about what's important. And the lost value system fucks up black men's priorities. This is why black men can't stop dripping and tricking. You go to work to drip and trick. Dripping and tricking. You know why? Because you don't know how to not give a fuck about that hoe. Because that hoe is in your mind. You see? It's in your mind. Because you are her. Your money, the money is your pimp. And you go work for daddy. See, in the 10 life value system, nigga, you daddy. You big poppy. You the big kahuna. Not your money, nigga. You are. See, in the lost value system, you got a daddy. You little hoe. I spoke about this yesterday. You see? And you gonna always do what your daddy tell you because you want what your daddy got. And see, what he got for you is the same thing he provide all the other hoes. He provides them with a lost value system. You see? You see? So you have to divorce. You have to leave your daddy. Black man. Gotta leave your daddy and become a man. Become a man. Become a man. Become a man. Stop being afraid to. Stop thinking you're missing something. See, this is why you Negroes, this is why you Negroes too. This is why y'all have not developed that art of not giving a fuck. Because y'all actually think y'all missing something out in the streets. You got 35, 45, 50, and some 60-year-old men who still think it's something out there for them. They still think that. You niggas are still following this at 40, 50, 60 years old. You're still chasing something. You're still chasing something. And you know why? You know what you're chasing? You're chasing fulfillment. You'll never be fulfilled following the lost value system. You'll never be fulfilled because fulfillment comes from within. see, you can get happy, or you can have a time of happiness from something external. You could go hit a scratch off for $200 and be happy. But when we're talking about fulfillment, we're talking about internally first. We talk about the 10 life value system. When we talk about black men being fulfilled, not happy because you bust a little nut. You know, you called up your little girlfriend and you paid her a little $100 and you bust your little 10-minute nut and you're happy. No, we're not talking about that. We're talking about fulfillment. Fulfillment that comes from within. But you'll never get there, black man, practicing the lost value system. You'll never get there if you never learn to not give a fuck about what the world has to offer you. See, because the world don't offer you nothing but distractions. This is why even today, you listen to a lot of brothers, they'll tell you, it's still something missing in my life. I made all the money I want. I was just watching an interview with Young Thug. Y'all know I love to watch interviews. And shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody, man. Salute. I appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all, man. Shout out to Great Britain. He said Tariq Ibn Zayed, original General Moore who conquered Spain, burned the boats because doubtful soldiers. Only option was forward. They ruled for 743 years. Salute to Great Britain. I appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate that. See, we think we missing something, black man. We actually think that the lost value system has something to offer us. The only thing the lost value system has to offer us, black man, is slavery, suffering, and death. Slavery, suffering, and death. That's what the lost value system has to offer you. That's what being a nigga has to offer you. And this is the American value system, the value system that created niggas. This is the value system of the nigga. Slavery, suffering, and death. And black man, you have to begin to learn to not give a fuck about that. You need to be more concerned with healing and building. Healing and building. not being a buck, because that's slavery. Running around, pumping and dumping, throwing your dick everywhere, like that gives you some form of power. Running around tricking. That means you are still a slave. And if you are still a slave in 2021, mentally and emotionally, guess what? You are suffering. But as I was saying, and we're going to wrap this show up. Shout out to everybody in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Everybody for hitting the super chat. Shout out to y'all. Salute. But as I was saying, if we do not, as black men, regain that concept of not giving a fuck about nothing but what's important to us, we're done. We're done. We're done. We're done. And then we can't be mad when they show us on TV the way that they show us. Then we cannot be mad or how they depict us in magazines, how they depict us and the caricatures that they pick for us to play in movies. We can't be mad about that, black man. We can't. Because we won't divorce the lost value system. And it's just that simple. And the moment you decide to divorce the lost value system, you know what that tells everyone? Everyone around you, everyone in your family, all of your friends, all of your colleagues. It tells them that you have a level of not giving a fuck. And that could be scary to a lot of black men. See, brothers, if you're wondering why people don't really like to rock with you like that too much, or people just rock with you and then they move around, it's because to not give a fuck about the lost value system is almost to not give a fuck about life for most black men. Because black men, some of us, our whole existence is tied up in the lost value system. But we have to develop that level of courage and bravery to not give a fuck. Because once you stop giving a fuck about the lost value system, then you can sit there and say, well, I do give a fuck about something now. And that's myself. And that's my family. So shout out to everybody. I appreciate y'all for tuning into today's show. Make sure y'all like and share today's show. Make sure y'all like and share today's show. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I appreciate it if you hit the Cash App. I appreciate all of the Cash Apps. If you hit the Super Chat, I appreciate the Super Chat donations. Shout out to all of the visionaries out there. I appreciate all of y'all in the chat. All of y'all, man. Salute to all of y'all. Shout out to the A-Game family. Salute to the A-Game Nation. DS1 Ross. Sheep Stay Sleep TV. And remember, brothers, we are our own agency. We are our own agency. But we got to heal before we build. We got to heal before we build. I'm going to catch y'all on the next one. Peace. show is sponsored, and this channel is sponsored by A-Game, a male herbal solution. A male herbal solution. Fellas, get down in the description box and join this A-Game lifestyle. This is a lifestyle promoting optimal health for us men. It's a lifestyle that promotes optimal health for us men. It is for our energy. It is for our vitality. It is for our strength. And it is for our libido. Fellas, join this A-Game lifestyle simply by clicking the link in the description box, and at your checkout, type in the promo code SHEEP and the number 10. That's SHEEP and the number 10. Get a discount off on your purchase.